to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new videos. Today we're going to talk about factorizing. So earlier on, we talked about how we expand functions such as x, open bracket, 3x minus 1, and we say we multiply out to get 3x squared minus x. So now factorization, this is the reverse process of expansion, right? So now I would like to factorize these questions. So let's start off with number 1. So with number 1, we've got 4x plus 4y. So our first step is to look for common factors from both terms. And we see 4 is common there. So if we factor out 4, we shall say 4 into 4x, we get an x, plus 4 into 4y, we get a y. So this would be the answer that we get. And then now let's move on to the second person. We want to factorize x squared plus 7x. So we said we first of all look for a common factor in all the terms that are there. So we see x is common in x squared, x is also common in 7x. So it means we factor out our x into x squared, we get an x, then x into 7x, we get a 7. So this would be the answer that we get. And then now, let's move on to number 3. Number 3, we want to factorize 3y squared minus 12y. So, looking for factors that are common, we see that 3y is common in 3y squared, and as well 3y is common in 12y. So here we factor out our 3y, and 3y into 3y squared, we get a y. 3y into minus 12y, we get a minus 4. So this would be the answer that we get. Then now let's move on to number 4. With number 4, we want to factorize 6a squared b minus 10ab squared. So obviously, the factor that is common to 6 and 10 is 2. So 2 is common there. And as well, a is common in 6a squared b and 10ab squared. So a is common. And then as well, b is common in 6a squared b and 10ab squared. So we are factoring out 2ab. So 2ab into 6a squared b, we get 3a. And then minus 2ab into 10ab squared, we simply get a 5b. So this would be the answer that we get for number 4. Now let's move on to look at number 5. Number 5, we've got MA plus 2BM plus M squared. So now looking for a factor that is common in all of these 3 terms, we see that M is common in MA, 2BM, and as well M squared. So we factor out our M, then we get A plus 2B plus M. So this is the result that we get for number 5. Now I would like to move on to look at number 6. So allow me to erase this first part. Okay, so now looking at number 6. With number 6, we want to factorize 15x minus 9x squared. So looking for the factors, or the factor that is common to both 15x and minus 9x squared, we see that 3 is common to 15 and 9. And x is common to 15x and 9x squared. So we factor out 3x. So now we shall say 3x into 15x we get a 5. And then minus 3x into 9x squared. This would give us a 3x. So this is the result that we get for number 6. And then now moving on to number 7. Number 7, we've got ayx plus yx to the power of 3, then minus 2y squared x squared. So now looking for factors that are common, we see that y is common in all the 3 terms. So we have to factor out y. And as well, x is common in all 3 terms. So we have to factor out x as well. So we are factoring out yx. Or we can even write it as xy, whatever way we choose to write it, still the same thing. So yx into ayx, we simply get an a, then plus yx into yx to the power of 3, we get x squared. Then minus yx into 2y squared x squared, we get 2yx. Like that. So this will be the result that we get for number 7. And now for number 8, 9, and 10, these are what we call 4-term expressions. So for 4-term expressions, we split them into 2 separate terms. So this is how we split. Allow me to erase this part. Okay, so now we're moving on to number 8. So with number 8, we've got 2, oh sorry, yes, number 8. Number 8, we've got 6mx. So that's 6mx minus 3nx, then plus 2ny minus ny. So this is a 4-term expression, which I'm saying we split. We split into 2 separate terms. So if we split here, we say we've got this first term and this is the second term separately, such that we can now factorize these terms separately. So for the first term, we know that we can factor out 3x. 3x into 6mx, we get 2m. Minus 3x into 3nx, we simply get an n. And then here we see that the sign is a plus, so we go on with the sign plus. And then now we look for a common factor. So the common factor here, we see we've got ny. Okay, so this is supposed to be m, because it says plus 2my, so it's 2my, like that. Okay, so now for this term, the common factor, we see that y is common in both 2m, y, and ny. So we can factor out y. Y into 2my, we get a 2m, minus y into ny, we get an n. Then now we're at this stage. Then now, at this stage, we see that 2m minus n is common here. So if you factor out 2m minus n, we shall say 2m minus n into 3x times 2m minus n. We simply get 3x. Then plus 2m minus n into y times 2m minus n, we shall get a y. So this will be the final result that we get for number 8. Now moving on to number 9, allow me to erase this part. Moving on to number 9. Okay, number 9, we've got 2ax minus 2ay minus bx plus by. So we are saying we split here such that the 4-term expression, we've got 2 separate terms. So this being one term and then this being the other expression. 2 separate expressions. So from the first expression, 2ax minus 2ay, looking for the common factor, we see that 2a is common in both. So factoring out 2a, we've got x minus y. And then following the sign here, there's a minus. Factors that are common in bx and by, we see that b is common. So minus b into minus bx, we get an x. And minus b into plus by, we get a minus y. Now, next step, we see that x minus y is common in both equations, in both expressions. So we can factor out x minus y, right, such that x minus y into 2a times x minus y, we get 2a. Then minus x minus y into minus b times x minus y, we get a b. So this is the result that we get for number 9. And then moving on to number 10. Number 10, we've got ms plus 2mt squared minus ns minus 2nt squared. So again, we split here such that the 4-term expression, we end up having two separate expressions. This being the first one, then this being the second one. And then now we can factorize these separately. So factorizing the first 2-term expression, we see that m is common. So factoring out m into ms, we get an s, then plus m into 2mt squared, we get a 2t squared. Then minus the sign that is there. Now we look for a common factor here, common factor being n. So we are saying minus n into minus nx, we get an s. Then minus n into minus 2n t squared, we get a plus 2t squared. Then our next step, we see that s plus 2t squared is common in both. So we shall factor out s plus 2t squared. Then we have m, so we have a minus n. A minus n is the final result. Okay, so this was just the first module of factorization, whereby we looked at how we simply factorize 2-term expressions, 3-term expressions, and 4-term expressions. So please feel free to leave a comment, drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.